Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I have a story time for you that happened not more no more than 20 minutes ago as of recording this video. This was a little spooky, little frightful video, you know? So, this is going to be a story about how I met this creepy dude. Not met. I, s- I encountered this creepy dude in the woods. So, some preface, there's this like creek thing near my house. It's like a preserve. But basically it's got a trail, like a big main trail, and then it's got like a tiny offshoot trail that's closer to like the actual creek. And then there's like some other stuff, but those are like the two main ones, right? And like that's like the route I always walk. So after dinner, my mom was like, "Yo, can you take your dog to the creek?" And I was like, "All right, all right." So I take a Rice Krispie treat always, and then I came up to my room to grab my phone. Phone was dead. Like later this day, I was like sleeping, and I low key forgot about it, and it just like it died because I went to school with it. So I went to the creek. I was a little nervous, no phone, but I was like, it's fine. It was kind of dark out. Like it was the trees didn't really make it any better with how like spooky the atmosphere was. But I was like, all right, so I'm gonna go walk down the woods, with the dog. It's gonna be fine. So I walk down there. I see four cars, and my mental math was like, all right, I'm either gonna meet I'm either gonna meet four people, or well, I know I'm gonna meet at least four people. So that was like my mental going into this. I was like, all right, shit, this is a lot more crowded. But it's good to be crowded when it's like nighttime. Like low key, it would be creepier if there was like one car there. If there was one car, I probably wouldn't have gone down there. But there was four, so I felt like low key safe. So I saw three dudes. Like the first thing I saw was like three Fisher dudes coming up, and I was like, all right, that's three right there. Like they all probably came in different cars and like met up with each other. Then, like a little bit later, I diverged onto the second trail, which is more unknown. It's like a little hard to get to. Not hard to get to, but like a little hidden. And I see this dog and this woman walking. I was like, all right, that's four. I shouldn't see anyone else, right? And I headed up. I cut back into the main trail, and at the end, there's like this road that goes all the way down. There's um a like a little clearing, like of like a field for like hay, and that was recently like there was like a little strip in there that was like torn out. So like most of it was tall grass, except for like this like weeded out area, and like I messed with running there with my dog. And then the other option is this like grassy like path down to this bench with a tree, and then you can go back into the woods, and it's like mad creepy down there. I did not want to go down there, especially when it's dark out. Um, so I sat on the bench for a sec. Then I went back. I ran on the little strip with my dog. And I got back, so I'm a little tired, right? And by this point, I saw another dude. So I was like, oh, like when I was like coming up the trail, I saw another guy. I was like, oh fuck. So those three dudes probably carpooled. I saw two others. That leaves one mystery man. That's scary. That was sketchy as shit, right? So I I started going back, and I was like in my mind, I was like, all right, roughly 70% of people use the main trail, and like 30% use the other trail. I want to go where like no one's gonna be, and like I'm gonna be like invisible, right? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take the lower trail. So I like instead of doing like the whole back thing, cause like by the bench you can go onto the trail, but like doing some weird back stuff that's creepy. But I was like, nah, I'm just gonna use the main trail and then like cut down into the second trail. And as I like go for it, as I go for the maneuver, I I hear some humming, and I look over. There's like this thick tree, and I can like see the shadow of just a dude, right? And no dog, mind you, for a little later. But he had no dog. He was just by himself. He was like, hmm, 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 hmm. It was like a man, or I was like, oh shit. He'd probably beat my ass if we got in a fight. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit, and so I was like kind of speed walking past him, right? Because I had to like kind of go past him. I didn't look back at him. I was like too nervous, and like I heard him start walking. And I was like, oh shit. So I was like, I kept speed walking, and once I made a corner, I like started running, right? And as I was running behind me, I like still heard him like walking, and I heard, I was like, what the fuck? Like he doesn't have a dog or like any pet to be doing that to, and there's no one else around. Like it was just me and this dude, and we were way too close for comfort. So I was gunning it, right? I was pedal to the metal, fast and furious, like running down this long ass creek. It took a scary amount of time, and I was getting like a little bit winded towards the end, but I was like mad scared. So it like pushed me through, and this dude the whole time I heard him like behind me. He was in no rush. Like it was getting quieter behind me. And I was starting to look back. I didn't see him, but like he was there. He was definitely there. I know it. Like he sounded like on my shit. And like if I didn't have a ride or if I was just like getting in my car, like I'll tell you a little later. Like I have like a different way. I didn't have to drive there. I can just walk there to my house. But he didn't know that. If I had a car, he would have like caught up to me and probably like beat my ass or I don't know what would have happened, but I'm like glad it didn't happen. All right, so I like like the main trail is longer than like the little offshoot trail. So like my time was up on the little offshoot trail and I went up to the main trail. I was a little more comfy here. Like it sprawled out more. It was like a bigger, wider trail. And like the sun started coming down, so I was like, all right, this feels a little this feels a little bit safer, you know. I feel a little bit less in danger, but like I knew he was still behind me, right? Like I knew he didn't give up. So like I was looking behind me. I couldn't see him. And so the way it ends is it just ends in like a parking lot. And then the way I do it is like next to that parking lot, I kind of just like go off into the woods and we have like a trail there, but it's like hidden. And like I go it's like a steep hill and there's like trees up there. It's like woody, but like there's like a mini path, and I like sprinted up there, right? And I didn't hear this dude. I was looking behind me. I didn't see him, so I made sure he didn't see me going up that little trail. Because if he saw me going up that little trail, I was gassed. I was winded. He would have. It's scary. It's scary to think what he could have done. Um, but then like I like hide behind a tree. I get my dog all quiet, you know. And he was no help during this whole excursion. You would think he'd be like on his shit, like running, like scaring him off. Now I got some pussy ass dog, and he was like slow as shit. So I was hiding behind this tree, and like I'm looking down at the parking lot, and I'm like, all right, definitely can't see me. I'm very far away. I'm like probably like 30, 50 feet away from him, but like uphill and behind a tree. Like there's no way this dude's seeing me. And I see him like come down to I couldn't make him out because I was like way far away and it was like dark, but I saw his shadow. And not to mention, there was no cars in the parking lot. I don't know how this dude got here, right? Like he could have like done like something similar to what I did, and he like lived close by. But like, oh, it's so sketchy. And I saw him go to the parking lot, and like he like looked around. He like looked around for a second, like went into the parking lot, did a little checkarooski around, waited like a little bit, and then he just started walking down the path again. It's late as shit. It's dark as hell. Like, like it was uncomfy dark. And this dude, he's probably still in the woods right now. Like, given how long it takes to get down the trail, if he actually like took the whole distance, he's probably still there right now, which is mad creepy. Like, what was this dude doing? I know he wasn't pissing because if he was pissing, it was either like great timing that he finished, but like I never heard pee. I just heard and like he immediately started following me. So yeah, that got me geeked. But that's gonna be the story. I hope this guy doesn't find me. But yeah, that's gonna be all. See ya.